Luca is a young sea monster who resides in the waters off the Italian city of Portorosso. He spends his days tending to a school of fish, but his routine becomes dull, and he yearns to experience life beyond the ocean's depths. Despite his parents' fears, he considers venturing to the surface. One day, he meets Alberto Scorfano, another young sea monster who claims to live on an island near Portorosso with his father. Luca is hesitant but ultimately follows Alberto to his hideout where they transform into humans. While there, Luca becomes fascinated by a poster of an Italian scooter, and they decide to build one themselves. Despite keeping their new human forms and hobby a secret from his parents, Luca confides in his grandmother. After discovering Luca's double life, Lorenzo and Daniela determine that it would be safer for Luca to live with Lorenzo's brother Ugo in the deep ocean. Luca is devastated and runs away to the city of Portorosso with Alberto. There, they learn about the local bully and reigning champion of the Portorosso Cup race, Ercole Visconti. Ercole almost exposes Luca's true identity as a sea monster by dunking his head in a fountain but is saved by a girl named Giulia Marcovaldo. Giulia invites Luca and Alberto to stay at her house, where she spends summers with her father, Massimo, a skilled fisherman who is known for hunting sea monsters. As Daniela and Lorenzo search for Luca, they are unable to locate him and eventually decide to go up to the surface to find him. To try and identify him among the human boys, they start splashing water on all the boys they come across. Luca, Alberto, and Giulia team up to compete in the Portorosso Cup triathlon with the goal of winning the prize money to buy a Vespa. The triathlon has 3 events: swimming laps, eating pasta, and cycling through the town. Giulia takes on swimming, Alberto chooses to eat pasta, and Luca learns to ride a bike. As time passes, Ercole grows suspicious of the boys, while Luca and Giulia begin to bond with each other. When Giulia mentions her plans to attend school in another part of Italy, Luca becomes intrigued. However, Alberto becomes envious of their friendship, and their relationship starts to strain. Following an argument, Alberto discloses his true identity as a sea monster to Giulia. In contrast, Luca doesn't reveal his identity and instead acts scared of Alberto, causing Alberto to feel betrayed and withdraw to his hiding spot. Giulia accidentally exposes Luca's true identity as a sea monster by spilling water on him, causing him to transform in front of her. Concerned for Luca's safety, she sends him away, fearing that someone might harm him if they found out. Luca finds Alberto in his hideout and discovers tally marks on the wall which Alberto had made counting the days since his father had left him there alone. Although Alberto is still angry at Luca and no longer wants to be part of the triathlon, Luca decides to participate in it with Giulia anyway. On the day of the triathlon, Luca and Giulia participate without Alberto. They successfully complete the first 2 challenges and move on to the cycling stage. However, it starts raining and Luca fears turning back into a sea monster, so he stops his bike under an awning. Alberto comes to help with an umbrella but gets wet and turns back into a sea monster, leading Ercole to trap him with a net. In a brave move, Luca risks his own secret being exposed to save Alberto and gets transformed too. Giulia tries to intervene and gets hurt. Luca and Alberto carry her back to town where they are confronted by Ercole, who tries to kill Luca with a spear. Luca stands up to him and shows the town that sea monsters are not evil. Massimo thanks the boys for helping his daughter, and Luca is finally reunited with his parents. They celebrate together at Giulia's house. Later on, Alberto confesses to Luca that he sold the Vespa they won from the triathlon to buy a train ticket for Luca to attend school with Giulia. On the day of Luca's departure, his family, Massimo, and Alberto accompany him to the train station. As the train pulls away into the rain, Luca waves goodbye to his loved ones and transforms back into a sea monster. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications, to stay up to date with all our latest videos.